Burgundy. Say what's up to him
Yo,
real
yo,
quick.
how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
So I'm just gonna hit you straight out with it. When can we see the joint EP?
You talking about that joint EP with me and Clue?
Yep, Clue. Shout out Clue.
Shout out my dude Clue, my man.
When
In
you get
basic
back, we're
training
gonna see
right
what
now.
it do.
I'm gonna try. We're trying to get that out in June 19th. That's the projected date. That's my dog's birthday, so we're gonna try and get that out while he's still in basic training and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to get that real soon. We're getting right with the mixing and mastering right now.
Make sure to tap in when you get back. So 2018, why the name 2018?
We decided to name it 2018 because, like all of us, 2018 was a really rough year for Clue and myself mainly. For me, I dealing with losing my grandmother.
Condolences.
Thank you for that. Both of our brothers, me and Clue, both our brothers got locked up. You feel me? Everybody dealing with that every day. And then not to mention the normal challenges that come with trying to make a career and build a living out of this music industry, especially in San Diego, because a lot of people don't really seem to want to support everybody and be a unity.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make a quick take that spends time just, a quick reflection on 2018, just 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks for itself. I don't think anybody, I can't say we had a bad 2018, but that was definitely a grind year. It wasn't a year of a lot of victories. Yeah.
And learning. So how has Enlighten been? Because Enlighten is the mothership, right?
It's the mother effing labels.
you know.
Can't cuss it right.
Yeah, a little bit, but try to keep it to a minute. You feel me?
But they doing good, man. It's a process. Again, some more of them challenges that happened in 2018. You feel me? We were supposed to have the Diamonds in the Rough concert. That was supposed to be a really big event for San Diego, but I think it more than anything woke everybody up.
Right.
Woke everybody up to the reality that, we could really come out here and really do something positive for the city, you feel me, and really make an impact on the people around us. We just gotta put our nose to the gravel and keep pushing, even with them obstacles in the way. Everybody's like getting ready to work.
Right.
We got Jordan coming out. I think he's supposed to be dropping his tape today sometime, actually. I'm not sure what time. I know you've been seeing that retrograde.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I've been posting. Yeah, that's Jordan. He one of the dudes in the camp, one of the sleepers. We ain't been.
Oh yeah, shout out, bro. He followed me back. Yeah,
Jordan Hughes. Y'all be looking out for that retrograde coming out tonight, man. He been working on this tape for like 3 years, so it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into this
hard work
music
and dedication.
So yeah, they doing good, man. Everybody's focused. I like to see it.
I see you guys been expanding. Like some of these, I see different names now. You know what I mean? More than what it started out to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
How have you guys been able to expand?
Just being open, I guess. Being open to everybody. We try and work with everybody. We don't try and shut nobody out. It's a couple people that come around and try and hop on the bandwagon, you feel me, for the benefits or, whatever they feel like they can get out of it. But at the end of the day, we don't really feel like we take losses because we want to work with anybody. We want to work with anybody in San Diego, anybody in general. But you feel me, the goal is to get everybody involved. I mean, that's what we preach. We're trying to unify San Diego. So what would we look like if we was rejecting everybody from San Diego? And we trying to make great music. So we just open arms. We open to everybody that wants to come along, you feel me, and be a part of what we trying to do for this city.
I remember that was an emphasis when we were again the Diamond in the Rough concert ready.
Yeah. We didn't want to charge nobody, man.
Yeah.
They ain't like that.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
Y'all not making people pay? Oh, y'all want us to pay?
Oh yeah, y'all finna pay. And we was all for it too.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean, but that's
part of the game.
Yeah, it helped me grow, honestly, that Diamond in the Rough experience, because it showed me that we could really do that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we really don't need an organization backing us, because at the end of the day, if we got each other, that's all we need.
And we put it in the time and work. We can make all of this happen ourselves. That's the facts.
and it was a learning moment. But we will have the Diamond in the Rough concert eventually. You know what I mean? Just stay tuned because I want to make it happen.
Oh yeah,
So
we working on it.
you know what I
We
mean?
working on it. It should be happening this year. I ain't gonna say no guarantees, but we working on making that happen most definitely.
Fact. Speaking of events like the Diamond in the Rough concert, we had or you guys hosted the summer social last year. It was a great event. Now part two is coming soon, right?
Yeah, actually, sheesh, I'm excited about it. Okay, right. So, um, we decided we're gonna push it back.
Okay.
Not back. We're gonna push it forward. We're gonna do it again on June 9th.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with the original day, uh, and we're gonna try. We're gonna try and do a lot more this year. We're gonna actually perform
Right.
this year. You feel me? I gotta, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got everybody to get them jitters out of their heart. You feel me? And ready to get up on that stage. And like I said, everybody been taking their time writing their music, so it'll be a good show most definitely. But we're gonna have a lot more events. We're supposed to be having an interlabel basketball game that everybody's supposed to be trading for. So that's gonna be funny. And we're gonna have a boxing ring because people wanted to throw blows last year, so we gotta make sure we can keep this a little more organized.
I was talking to James about that. It's gonna be a free event, and it's gonna be more of a carnival type theme, right?
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of food, a lot of live music, a lot of games, just
a lot of
family
fun.
Yeah.
So with everything going on, how have you been able to kind of look back at your prior mixtapes and grow with it, like Honeywell and even the EP you dropped before that?
Um, can you rephrase that question for me? I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay, so how have you grown from the mixtapes and EP you dropped from the past?
Um, I would have to say my patience, in the process, and I know you're probably thinking because we were just talking before we started the interview, like this fool ain't patient, but definitely I'm a lot more patient than I was writing a lot of them projects. Is a lot of people don't know Honeywell was compiled to throwaways. Those was like songs was 3-4 years old, so
it's one of my favorites. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I tell you that all the time.
it's raw. It's raw, and I appreciate it for what it is, at the time that I wrote it. But definitely it gave me more insight to what I could do if I actually take my time and actually focus and settle down and write these songs out and really put some thought into them, because a lot of those are just raw emotion, and raw emotion is great for the music, but in the sense that I'm trying to make classics. You feel me? I've always talked about how I want to be compared to niggas like Andre 3000 and Kendrick Lamar and Eminem. And so I'm really taking the time to try and put together great projects. So it was really, it just showed me potential for myself, and it ended up being a really good project in the end.
Have you been able to kind of just take a chance just to breathe and look at like the work you've accomplished and the work you're going to put out, and just take the moment kind of just to reflect on just the growth that's happened?
To be honest, I have not taken any time to do that. I don't think I'll do that enough. I'm always trying to move forward, or always trying to think of the next thing, because if something didn't work out successfully, I'm immediately trying to. I mean, shoot, before I'm even put it out there to see if it works, I'm already trying to figure out the next thing that I could do that could be more successful. So yeah, I gotta tell myself to slow down sometimes because I get ahead of myself. Uh,
I love that Denzel quote, the one where he's like, "It's not checkers, it's chess." You know what I mean? But also to that point, you can't you in chess they say think 3 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Because if you start thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead, you start tripping over your own toes. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think it was like a Bible verse that me and the homie Trey was talking about yesterday. It's like Ecclesiastes, I think, chapter 9. It's like it's not those who move hastily that'll win, or those that have the strength to endure. I'm not sure what the exact quote was, but it was something along those lines. So I've been hearing that a lot lately,
right,
to be honest, and I've been focusing on that, trying to slow down and really embracing what's going on, embracing my life, the people around me, that I love, the good energy
right.
that's been coming towards me. So yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely time to slow down and reflect on
Facts.
things.
It's hard, but it's a good thing for your personal. Looking back on Honeywell though, because it was one of my favorite projects, so I have to look back on it and we have to discuss it. What is your favorite part about Honeywell?
Um, my favorite part about Honeywell was because it was finally me figuring out what I wanted to do with my music,
Right,
where I wanted to go with it. So many people, are in this for the money and for fame or, to be legendary. Honeywell was kind of me realizing like, okay, yeah, being a big rapper would be nice, but it would actually be even nicer if I could do something for my community and actually
right.
make this city fun and make people want to be here and get black people to to unify again
Yeah,
like we used to be. So I think that's really well, it was like a really important process in me making my music. Yeah, I think that needed to happen the way it did for me to finally grow and realize, okay, you gotta focus. You gotta have a focus when you're doing this. You can't just
yeah,
be putting music out like everybody else. You're not everybody else. You're
right.
not dictated to the same rules that they are. So I think that's what I would say the importance of that tip was for me at least.
My favorite part about Honeywell is I feel like your transparency kind of shown a little more. You know what I mean? Like you're a little more transparent in Honeywell because because I know you a little more, so I could look at it and I feel like I could put your face on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because the EP before it was nice. It was like more lovey dovey. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But knowing you know what I mean. You have that side, but Honeywell was more of like if I could put you on a mixtape and kind of like just play you through a mixtape. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
how I look at it. That's why Honeywell always sticks with me. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. It's yeah, I hear what you mean. It's me.
Yeah,
I feel that.
for sure. And then something I want to highlight from Honeywell, I was listening to it before we came over here. Is you talk about nature versus nurture, and I just want you to explain that a little bit because not everybody kind of understands the depth of that.
Um, I have to think back. It was a while I was taking a psychology class when I was up in Humble. And we were having a discussion that was about, uh, the effects of growth in human beings
Right,
and the idea of whether or not nature or nurturing influences how people react. And um, when I was writing this tape, even the tape that I'm writing now, because I haven't actually taken the time to reflect,
right,
but I've been reflecting on the idea of reflection.
yeah.
um, and I think that at that time I was starting to realize that. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Because I definitely lost my train of thought.
You good, but I was asking you more about what does nature versus nurture
All
mean for
right.
the people who don't know.
Yeah, so I was dealing with reflection and having to realize that nature and nurture both play an equal role, but at the end of the day, it's still up to us to
Yeah,
make those choices. So, you know, a lot of people go back and forth about what's right and
right.
what's wrong. I believe we were having a conversation. Were you there when we were having that
At
conversation
the
about?
pad, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah,
we was talking about right and wrong and about how that's kind of what do you say? I'll say relative in the sense that everybody has their own opinion
yeah,
of right or wrong. So someone could be born and natured in a
yeah,
sense into this violent environment, and that to them would be normal. That to them would be right because that's all that they've been exposed to, and they could still have just as much nurture
right.
as someone else had. You feel me? So at the end of the day, that was something that I wanted to make known. I focused a lot on myself when I was riding Honeywell. I don't know if you remember in Square and Low Key, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all these things going on. I don't want this to happen because at the end of the day, it's up to us to make those choices. It's not even nature and nurture. It's your own consciousness.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like people like to think we have a free will, but always blame the next person.
Yeah.
How that work?
Right. Well, okay, so kind of something I was thinking, is do you believe free will is really free?
And see that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. We could get into that for hours because then it's based off of then you're going against if something's fated.
Yeah.
You feel me? And what's destiny and you know, I struggle with that myself too. So
yeah. No,
we probably be sitting here going back and forth all day about that.
You talked about before. I just wanted to touch on a topic before we move on. You had talked about right or wrong, and then it made me think about. I was listening to Dr. Phil, and he was saying that you could be. We're so busy working on who's right and who's wrong, we don't find a solution. You know what I mean? So we're just or not weird, but you ever meet a person that's always right? You know what I mean? That no matter what, even if they're wrong, they want to be right.
Yeah, I don't met a couple of people like that.
Yeah. And well, you know what I mean, you're talking to them, you know they're wrong, and then you kind of get a sense that they know they're wrong, but at the end of the day, they're never gonna admit it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not working towards a solution. You're working towards just the thought of being right.
Well, see, it's two great people I would like to quote in that sense.
Okay.
I believe it's Gandhi.
Okay.
And please, universe, don't get in my life if I'm wrong with this, but I believe it was Gandhi that said you can't argue with ignorance.
Right.
Um, and then we're going to secondly quote the late, great Nipsey Hussle, you feel me? You can't pay attention to that clown shit. You feel me? You gotta follow the real niggas and the real people that's following what they say, you know, admitting when they're wrong, and just being true to themselves. Because it's gonna be a lot of people like that in the world in general. And I try to avoid that kind of energy. I try to be more open minded, admit when I'm wrong myself. You feel me? And lead by example. But most of the time, I just try and stay away from that energy because I mean, people have a right to believe what they want to. And who am I to change their opinion? You know, I can speak my piece. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
That part. It's the whole back to the nature versus nurture.
Exactly.
And if you know, you know. If you've been following a little bit, you might be a little confused, but look it up. It's something definitely look into. But when can we see your solo mixtape?
Oh, man.
You don't have to put a specific date on
it. I want it to come. It's all in the writing process because I'm still in the process of trying to get all my thoughts together, you know, because it's been so much hectic shit going on just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Again, my grandmother passing and you know my brother getting locked up and just so many things have been coming at me. It's kind of sidetracking me, but I'm still focused. I'm still head down, you know, not focused on anything else but my music and trying to get out of the situation that I'm in. You feel me? Because it's gonna come, but I have to live my life to put into my music, you know. So as I live, it'll come. And I guess that's the best answer I can give for now. I want it to come soon. You feel me? That's part of my. I gotta be patient.
Can we see a name on? Can you throw a name on it yet or not?
Nah, we ain't got no. We ain't got no names for it yet. Not just yet.
I seen your Instagram and I seen you modeling. Are you gonna take that a little more serious or?
Nah. I'm not no model type, you know.
But why not? You know what I mean? I don't like you could imagine being like the next ASAP Rocky.
I don't want to be ASAP Rocky. I can't have you niggas pulling up in New Zealand, seeing my underwear ad.
You ain't got no underwear ads, but imagine getting sponsored by like, I don't know, like Louis Vuitton or something. You know what I mean? Like something that you, or not even like Louis Vuitton, like Nike. You know what I mean?
Personally, I gotta start speaking life into myself. That's something I gotta monitor the things that I say because I want to say, oh, I'm not photogenic, I'm not this, and I'm not that. And the truth comes down to I'm not comfortable behind the camera.
Right.
No, I just I don't know what it is, and I'm not. I get really bad anxiety,
Right.
and you wouldn't believe it because I'm out here trying to perform and push my music. But yeah, I get horrible anxiety. I don't like being behind cameras. I don't like being on big stages and big crowds. And yeah, you know, for me, but I'm working through it. It's a process because I know I got to be seen more. I got to be out there more. So maybe not like towards modeling, but you might see a couple more photo shoots come out of
Okay.
it. Yeah, I may not be leaning towards modeling. I ain't gonna be on my ASAP Rocky and Joey Badass and shit.
Yeah. Something Charles Barkley said. He said you can't play to the audience because if things are going right with the audience, they're gonna love you. You know what I mean? But the second you say something that's unpopular, they're gonna go straight against you, and that's gonna just rise your anxiety because you know what I mean. You're playing towards the crowd instead of playing towards yourself. You know what I mean?
I like that. I think that was something that I needed to hear in my life right now,
You know?
especially regarding my music. Because I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. People are really finicky.
Facts. It's like look at Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? He
They go back and forth with Kevin
back
Hart
and
all the
forth,
time. One day he not funny, the next day he a cheater. Like,
and the next day he's a clown.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? You're laughing at all his stuff. You know
Cat
what I mean?
Williams, he was just beating up eighth graders. Now let me stop.
Cat Williams. I don't know if you've seen, but I had J.A. Young Wealth the other day, and he promotes Thursdays that Danny Hanna's performing at. Right. Can we see you on that lineup soon? Shout out Danny Hanna too.
Danny Hanna, lead our drama for your mama.
Yeah.
Shoot, heck yeah, I'd love to be on any lineups coming on in San Diego, especially just because, I've been a sleeper. I feel like that's the best way to describe what I've been doing right now. I've been sleeping, but not resting.
Yeah.
If that make any sense.
You mean like slept on? Or in that sense, or
I've been silent. I've been in the shadows. I've been in the background, letting people like Danny Hanna and Clue and Skis kind of get the forefront and the attention of things right now because they haven't been putting out too much music. And Jordan and Milan and Mikey, cause we pretty deep now.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely game to get on that up all night Thursdays, right? Ain't that what it is? I'm about to go check that out too. I think I got some relatives that's supposed to be on that lineup too. Adonis, the hottest, I believe. Yeah. I'm just now finding out. Funerals and stuff. You finding out you got family you ain't even know. I'm like, what?
I know when Vaughn was telling me your that's the crazy part. Like Vaughn was telling me, oh yeah.
Let's see, Vaughn. I got an opportunity to grow up with Vaughn, so you feel me? Vaughn know me. That's a little different. I'm just now finding out about Adonis. But it get like that. That's how this world is operating. This government that works so hard to split up all these black families, and they done succeeded on the low.
Like we're gonna talk after, because one of my cousin, he like family. Peanut, you feel me? Shout out, bro. He be watching videos.
Shout out, Peanut. You doing your thing, man.
It's a different Peanut though.
Okay.
He like family to me, but that's why I said. Do you consider yourself a rapper?
No, I do not consider myself a rapper.
So what would your profession be if you were to throw a title on it?
I believe I'm an advocate.
Okay.
I believe I'm an advocate for San Diego,
right,
and an advocate for the Diamond District, mainly the Southeast. You feel me? 4th District, let them know. Cause I don't feel like I rap. I rap, I sing, I do it all, and I'm really just focused about shining a positive light on the community that we grew up in because there's such negative stigmas attached to growing up in the Southeast. Anybody that comes from out of town, or you Cali folk, you San Diego folk, y'all tripping out here. People in the city complaining every day. You feel me? I want to be able to be someone that can advocate the other side of that. It's still some good people out here. It's still some people that want to show love to people and want to see everybody succeed and want to work with everybody and want to just have a good time. You feel me? And don't want to be hurting people like what is it? Kid play ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yeah, that's what I believe I am. I don't believe I'm a rapper. I would call myself more of an advocate.
Kind of touch on your point before. I feel like they throw so much shade towards Southeast because they want to just take over what we got because we're the most beautiful district in town.
You know, the most popular tourist site, city in America. Man, that's just naming a few things. You feel me?
Off tops.
We got Nick Cannon. We brought y'all Wildin' Out. Y'all ain't even know.
America's finest city.
And you feel me? If it wasn't for where I came from, y'all wouldn't have Wildin' Out.
Just gonna say that. What sets you apart from other people that do what you do, like music wise?
You know, I've been trying to figure that out since I started making music. And I'm going to say the one thing that sets me apart from everybody else
Right.
is the fact that I know that there's nothing that sets me apart from everybody else.
Okay. Like that.
I don't think of myself above anybody else. I try not to think of myself better than anybody else at anything. I try and, I'm human.
Right.
I'm just like you are. I'm trying to relate to people. I want to elevate, but I'm not trying to elevate above people. I'm trying to elevate with people. You feel me? If I'm going to do my own thing and try and lead by example, but I feel like the one thing that, I look at everybody as equal. Unless you show me something that is beneath what I believe you and myself are worth.
Right.
Because I try to hold us all to the same standard. And I think that's the one thing that sets me apart. Because a lot of people are really big headed, I believe. And I could be wrong. Yeah. This is just my opinion on what I see in the world. A lot of people are really conceited and shy, or even reserved more. But I want to connect with people, even though I am very introverted and have anxiety. For me, I look at everybody the same. I try and treat everybody like family, really, and give everybody that genuine love, no matter what you're doing, because we all got our own dirt at the end of the day. You feel me? So I just try and be real about it.
Facts. We all equals. I am above you. I'm below you. I'm right beside you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know we talk conspiracy theories all the time. What's a conspiracy theory that's more than just a theory?
I believe black people were Mayans. Okay. Yeah. And I believe they really figured out how to get off of this planet.
So you think
through these I believe them interdimensional portals that we was talking about is real, and the pyramids and all that, and how they're like home bases.
Yeah,
I believe that because there ain't no way, and all these millions, over hundreds of thousands, whatever the timeline is, that we shouldn't have even been able to duplicate not one pyramid. You feel me?
Right.
So I believe because they say they disappeared without a trace. Right. Ain't nothing on this world disappeared without a trace.
Fair.
Not at all. You feel me? Tupac ain't even disappeared without a trace. You feel me? We got his body somewhere.
Yeah. True.
You feel me? So that's another thing. And I also believe Oprah tried to kill Dave Chappelle.
You said Oprah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember that? Yeah. You remember we was talking about that?
I can't say I do.
Oh, he made that skit.
Oh, yeah.
Getting Oprah pregnant. She ain't like that shit.
Yeah.
I think she really tried to get that nigga killed, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Oprah real powerful.
I ain't trying to be next or nothing. You feel me now? Damn,
I ain't got money like Dave Chappelle to be going to Africa.
I want to though. That's the goal. One day.
Facts.
Get back to the motherland.
For sure. I feel like just our whole goal, or my whole goal and intent, kind of in life, is to travel the world and be able to experience cultures. Because at the end of the day, like you said, the only thing I know is I know nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is actual factual. And I want to take a moment. I just thought about it to applaud you because I didn't even realize it just literally just came to me. It's important what you're doing as well because you're giving artists a chance. I remember we spoke about this when you first was telling me about the idea of putting together this show.
Yeah.
It gives artists a chance to speak.
Right.
Gives people a chance to see the human side of us. And I just want you to know that that's really cool because you're working with everybody in San Diego. You yourself are being an advocate and leading by example, and how we should all be working together and pushing each other and trying to help people in our own way instead of trying to outshine the next person. You know, so I just wanted to take a moment to point that out.
You know, I mean, I'm trying. The analogy I gave in class, because we're doing this activity where you play monkeys in the barrel, right? Where you got to try lifting each one up and
without touching them.
Yeah. So we're playing it, and I gave the analogy: we have to be more like monkeys in the barrel. Even though you know, what I mean, you might be on top, you can still help someone who's lower, and that person, it's a chain reaction. But in a lot of times, we look at each other like crabs in a bucket. You know that analogy?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
So crabs in a bucket. Let's say we're all crabs in a bucket, and you see a crab about to hop out the bucket. A crab grabs the other crab, thinking that if I pull, you know what I mean, it'll get us both out because he's strong enough to lift us out. But in reality, all I'm doing is pulling him down, and we're stuck in the same bucket, and we don't go anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a really good analogy.
You know what I mean? So just food for thought. But I appreciate it because I'm trying just to make sure that we're unified and that, like you said, the most I could claim to be is an advocate. You know what I mean? Because I like doing interviews. I like being around people, but the most I like doing is talking to people and helping people.
You learn a lot from talking to people. Everybody's so sheltered nowadays. Right. Hi to somebody walking down the street, they're like,
I be getting butthurt too because
you just said hi, like you disrespectful.
I be like, I tell everybody, how you doing? You know what I mean? And most people are like, oh, good, how you doing? Or some people are like, good, or some people just like straight walk past me. I get low key butthurt. I'm like, dang, like, you know what I mean? We made eye contact. I said, how you doing? I opened the door for you, and you didn't even say thank you.
I ain't even had no basic. I don't know what's up, nigga.
Yeah, you know, like I was like, oh, how you doing? You know what I mean? And then it just be like, but something I've been like taking communication classes has helped me grow because I start really realizing these microaggressions. You know what I mean? You know, microaggressions and all that.
Yeah.
It's helped me grow in that sense because it's not that people mean to do it. It's that it's just their instinct. It's that nature nurture. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've been raised a certain way. I can't tell them like, hey, you're wrong for thinking that because you see people that look like me and you get scared. You know what I mean? But I want to change your perception on me. So just have a conversation with me. Because no matter what, if we make eye contact, I'm going to try saying, how you doing? Or I'm going to shoot you one of those little fake smiles.
Well, that goes back again to another thing that we was talking about that night. You feel me? Whether people react out of fear or out of love.
Facts. Shout out your cousin because...
Yeah. Shout out Trey. Let me give you a shout out because he be speaking knowledge. We up all night studying the Bible and stuff. His man goes on for hours, but he definitely has some profound thoughts.
Facts.
In his mind, for real.
He a truth speaker, I like to call him.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, he's going to speak his truth. A lot of people are scared to speak the truth because of ridicule and like we were talking about earlier with the audience swaying with you or against you.
Yeah, everybody be trying to go with the wave.
Yeah, and it's good to break the mold because if you don't break the mold, how you going to grow?
We wouldn't have none of the new shit, none of the good music that we have if it wasn't people breaking
good music. We wouldn't be in space. We wouldn't even have the clothes we wear. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Now hold on. That just brought me back to it. I think that's another conspiracy theory too. I really do believe the moon landing was fake.
Okay, but look, even if the moon landing was fake, you believe we ever been to space?
Possibly. I think that's possible. I think they said China beat us in reality. And then
I thought Russia.
It was Russia.
Yeah, we were because that was we were having the whole race to space.
It was Russia. Yeah, somebody beat us.
Yeah.
We faked that shit.
Yeah, it makes more sense that we faked it and then we went like a year later. Yeah, and then we're like, oh yeah, see, we got a movie about it, but we were just so busy editing it.
They probably over there in Russia like, yo, them niggas made a whole movie about
how we was wrong when we were right. When you have to make a movie to explain you were right,
you feel me?
You were probably wrong.
That's exactly why more people need to travel because everybody playing with it.
You know what I mean? Had to take a little, you know what I mean? Just in case you didn't know, we're brought to you by SDS Radio Student Delivered Sound and brought to you by also Redline Hot Sauce, AG2G, and DJ Lord Have Mercy. And if you don't know who DJ Lord Have Mercy is, he's the one cutting my hair. You know what I mean? I look a little ungroomed right now, but at the beginning of the week, I passed that interview. So that's all. You know.
Let me give a couple of shout outs real quick.
Okay,
because you brought up AG2G, so I'm gonna give my shout out real quick to my dog Drew Diddy. How you doing, brother? One of the hardest working dudes I know in San Diego right now.
Facts.
As well as my boy Emmanuel with Unassociated. Shout out to
I remember when he first started that. He's one of those dudes that really grown. Like and then you could like
he definitely has a very old soul. Like, and
it's helped him.
Yeah, he's
doing his thing.
Yeah, he's been put in a lot of the right positions and taking full advantage of them. And
Facts.
It's good to see people doing that, especially like he didn't have to ball to learn that.
Yeah.
For me, he's taking his opportunities as they come, and that's beautiful.
And taking it with stride.
He's definitely a leader, one of the leaders of our community right now for our generation.
Facts. Shout out Daego also. You know what I mean? Hope to see y'all over there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Shout out to my dudes from Daego. I can't believe I forgot about y'all.
What's the
keep doing y'all work?
What's bros? Teddy, Teddy and the host. Man, if you know, you know. Shout out y'all, but make sure y'all tapping in. Oh man, I got so sidetracked. Teddy and Amon, movie Too Funny and Paid Dross. Man, I'll be watching y'all. Y'all pretty funny. I'm not gonna front. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then Amon and Teddy.
Make sure y'all stay tapped in because they're coming up too for sure in the skit game and the hosting and all that. So make sure y'all tapped in with all that. And then I got a couple more questions before we end it. When you kind of, because I know we talked about like reflection and you know what I mean, you haven't really had the time to, but when you think about where you're at in life, where would you say you're at?
I'm in a period where I'm really just trying to learn as much as I can.
Okay.
Because to tell you the truth, I don't want to go into too much detail. But these past couple of years, I mean, I'm pretty sure they've been rough on everybody, but for me in particular, I've been really lost. Because, you know, for a while I was running track and, you know, qualifying for the Olympic trials and all that. And then, you know, the reason everybody know me as Flash now is because of what I was doing. And, a lot of people don't know the trials that I went through in that whole process that led me to where I am at now.
Right.
And over the past couple of years, I've really been trying to deal with that on top of a lot of other things. So now that a couple of burdens have been taken from me, I'm really at a point where I'm just trying to learn so I can set myself up to live a good life because I ain't interested in being super rich. You feel me? I'm not concerned about making a whole bunch of money in my life. You feel me? If I could live comfortably, you know, at a moderate lifestyle, I'll be happy with that. You feel me? If my music only makes money that I could just pay my bills, I would be cool with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? If I could still save and travel and be able to explore and stuff. So right now, yeah, I'm just at a point where I just want to learn. I just want to learn and grind. I don't spend my time doing almost anything except for working. You know, doubles and triples, doing the security BS. Yeah. You know, stuff that I know ain't meant for me, but you know, just trying to do something positive until something positive happens.
Right. And then, where do you see yourself going, like in the next step in life?
I only see myself going up. I know life is. I think that's another thing. 2018 might have showed me. It's just understanding that there's going to be bad times. With good, there's always going to be bad. Life needs that balance in every aspect. Without those kind of balances, we wouldn't be able to function correctly. So I've kind of learned to expect bad things to happen and embrace failure.
Right.
So that's another thing that I've been at. So I've just been trying to keep moving forward. Moving forward and prepare for those things. So I see myself succeeding most definitely because I'm prepared for all the failures that I'm going to make to get that and keep going and keep pushing forward until we find the right blueprint to get this done. So we all gonna get something out of this in the end of the day. That's the goal.
Yeah. Something I live by is prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yep. Indeed.
Can we see any merchandise coming soon from from Drew Burgundy? Maybe just a straight Burgundy line of clothing.
Uh, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I did have some hoodies that I
Okay.
had designed. I thought of them a couple weeks ago. I might be releasing them at the summer social.
Okay.
I might be. It depends if we can get them done in enough time. Cause yeah, I've been talking to a couple of people like companies that do like it. But if that's neither here nor there. We just hopefully they'll be able to get here in enough time for the summer
Okay.
social.
Yeah.
If not, most definitely by the time I drop any of my work, it'll be something coming with it.
Is there anything you want the people to know about you that you don't think they already know?
Um, hmm, that's a good question. Anything that I want people to know about me that they don't already know, I want them to know that I have a serious passion for making music.
Right.
That I'm not just out here trying to make money from this. Because I say it a lot.
Yeah.
I say it a lot, but people talk a good game.
Yeah.
Talk is nice, but action is way better. It's always been. So I know I'm gonna have to do the work, continue to do the work to show people that. But if anything, I want people to understand that everything I'm doing, I have a purpose and a positive purpose for the community, not just for myself. Not every, I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't have my own selfish desires in life, but I mean, who doesn't?
Right.
I mean, we are human, like I said, but I want people to understand that this is not something that I'm just doing for clout. I've been doing this my whole life.
Right.
Been singing my whole life. I was in my church choir. Right. My mom was making me sing at Mount Airy. Mount Airy is where I met Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
A long time ago. He probably wouldn't even remember that himself.
Stay tuned, and I just want to end it with like how bro always say, never lacking, only bracking.
Never lacking. Shout out my brother, KB.
Shout out KB. And that's a moment with Louie. Thank you for tapping in.